stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Good afternoon. On behalf of the class of 1990, I'd like to welcome all of you to our commencement program. We're pleased to see you here. We've come a long way from the plastic bags that we wore as t-shirts for homecoming freshman year. Our memories of yesterday will last us a lifetime. Now, we are finally the ones, the graduating seniors. But what is the future? What does it encompass? When does it begin? As my previous words have faded into the past, the words that I speak now of the present, and the words that I have not yet spoken are of the future. The future is now. What we do each moment of our lives sets precedent for all things to come. To savor every moment is to truly live. Each one of us has an incredible gift. We have the ability to dream. It is this ability that will make us successful. I don't mean that we have to achieve our dreams, only that we must attempt them. Otherwise, we're shortchanging ourselves. But if you dream of a person you would like to be, it is a waste of the person that you are. For if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. But if you can dream it, you can become it. If you believe in yourself, then you are limitless. As Jimmy Dean and Cat Stevens said, I can't change the course of the wind, but I can always adjust my sails to reach my destination. So take some time and think a lot. Think of everything you've got, for you will be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. We can never say goodbye to those that we hold so close to our hearts, for they will always be a part of us. The tears that we shed at departure are the first signs of memories that we will always keep. So hold a smile in your heart, for then we will always be together. I wish you and your families the very best for the future. Thank you for everything.
If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or song, if I can show somebody he is traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain. If I can do my duty as a good man ought, if I can bring back beauty to a world abroad,
Conventional wisdom would like us to believe that real life doesn't begin until after high school graduation. College, graduate school, work, marriage, and children are all considered elements of real life, while high school is viewed as some sort of incubation period, a warm-up exercise for real life. Well, I, for one, beg to differ with that point of view. Unless we have gone through the last 18 or so years with closed eyes, ears, minds, and hearts, we've been living real life every day of every year. For real life exists all around us, in our homes, down our streets, on the telephone, and yes, even in a place called Lahser High School. Believe it or not, the knowledge we've gained here, the lessons we've learned, they've taught us to grow and to use the past and the present to build for the future. And the most important lessons we've learned from each other, from our relationships. Who among us at some time or another has not experienced the true joys of friendship, the feelings of being involved with a special person, or the pain of a broken heart? Insecurity, anxiety, and fear, along with happiness, excitement, and love, are all emotions we experience on a daily basis and are all very real. What could be more real than the death of a classmate, a friend? Nobody can tell you that the tears you cried were not real. The pain we've all felt, along with the laughter we've shared, combine to form our real life. So while in our 4-year stay at Lahser High School, we may not have all mastered differential calculus or the finer points of the Monroe Doctrine, the life experiences we've shared, along with what we remember from the books, will carry us as far as we're willing to go. After all, even a fool knows you can't reach out and touch the stars, but that will never stop a wise man from trying. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Graduation from high school is an important rite of passage in our culture. While it's a time to celebrate, it's also a time to reflect on what it means to be moving away from the womb of our family toward taking charge of your own life in a democratic country such as ours. While many of you graduates may believe the benchmark events of your high school years, where you're getting your driver's license and the Pistons winning the NBA championship, hopefully twice, quite a few events of broader significance have occurred. The rise of AIDS, glasnost in the Soviet Union and upheaval in its satellites, the shaking of apartheid, these are all noteworthy examples. During your senior year, we were witness to one of the most exciting events in history, the fall of the Berlin Wall. For almost 30 years, that wall was the most visible symbol of separation and despair on this planet. It was built by a totalitarian regime that controlled thought, denied freedoms, and embodied the feeling of isolation that began with the Cold War and continued to the present time. Finally, after all those years, the citizens of the divided Germanys came together in a rush of emotion, curiosity about and concern for one another, and a sense of family, and broke free from the loneliness of separation, the throes of isolation. As we looked on in awe, they tore down their wall. The wall's demise precipitated a tide of sentiment about freedom that extended from Eastern Europe westward to our shores, to our country, the country that is seen as a beacon of freedom throughout the world. We're spoiled here. We take our freedoms for granted. While discussing our Bill of Rights, Lech Walesa recently asked, who needs a document to guarantee rights that people already presume they have? Ask the people who tore down the fences and jumped the walls. Ask the people who are cut off from their families and deprived of their jobs. Freedom, he said, may be the soul of humanity, but sometimes you have to struggle to prove it. If we Americans wish to maintain the precious rights secured by those who preceded us, we must carry out certain responsibilities and obligations. We must show tolerance and respect for the rights of others. And we need to take care of one another. In the words of a local minister by the name of Roger Tilden, to build a viable community, we need to hold each other responsible, and we need to hold each other. Where is it that we learn such values? In our homes. Though home is rumored to become, for you graduates, just a warehouse and a laundromat that doesn't charge quarters, it is and always will be the ineffable ties of family, Linus's blanket, your island of safety, your rock. It is within the security of our family that you, our children, have learned to feel good about yourselves, to explore, to touch others, and to be touched. With the fabric of trust and love we've woven to protect you, you've come to understand the rewards of friendship and assume responsibility for yourself and for others. We are our brother's keeper. And now, upon your graduation from high school, we, your loving parents and grandparents, take bursting pride in the people you've become. We believe we've given you, as you emerge from the fortress of our homes, the tools you need to eradicate walls and erect bridges to others. Thus we pray that you have learned not to be so fearful of the pain of disappointment that you forego the possibilities of love and joy. We are reminded by the song that a rock feels no pain and an island never cries. Paul Simon's I Am a Rock is a reflection of the isolation of the 60s and the Cold War, and as a lesson, it remains true today. Author Jean Houston has said that it is not nuclear war that will destroy us, but that we stand apart from one another. We can ill afford to allow the existence of walls in either a worldly sense or in a personal dimension. As you go forth from our home, please remember that we will always be connected, that you are part of the family of man and part of our family as well. Thank you, and good luck to each and every one of you.
Good afternoon, members of the Board of Education, distinguished guests, families, friends, and graduating class. The senior class started off last fall with a bang by winning most of the homecoming events. They won the float competition and also won homecoming overall. A great deal of effort went into that victory, and we owe the workers a lot for their efforts. Many flower parties were held, and hundreds of man-hours were devoted to building the float. Homecoming, that is the dance, was the biggest success in Lahser's history. We had 314 couples attending. Much of the credit goes to Mrs. Tarpley and Kevin Fanning for setting up the nice decorations and getting the people out there. The next set of activities was the Sadie Hawkins Week in February. We started off with Monday and Tuesday going off well, but then the snow days cut out the rest of the week. The dance, however, was held on Saturday with 119 couples attending. Again, credit should go to Mrs. Tarpley and Shelley Smith. The variety show was a senior-sponsored event and a huge success. Lahser seniors started the year with $1,600 in the hole. After homecoming, we had pared that down to $800, but now with the winnings or earnings from the variety show, $2,007, we were able to buy Lahser a gift. I have worked with various senior classes for 18 years. Many of those years, graduation has fallen on my wedding anniversary. In addition to today being a special day for all of you, it is my 29th wedding anniversary. I hope you can have that kind of success in your lives. Well, seniors, it's been nice working with you, and you've been a great group. I sincerely wish all of you a great future. Thank you.
Brothers and sisters of 1990, life. Life. The most sweeping word of our language is finally upon us. Life. It's a crazy little word, 4 huge little letters, forming one huge little word. Life. I remember playing the board game Life as a boy. It was great. All the kids in the neighborhood would come over to my house and we made split-second decisions about our futures. We bought cars and boats. It was fun, and it was easy. We managed to save some of the money, the fake money, to grab an education along the way. It all seemed so easy then. I grew up, I got married, I had a couple of kids, I had 15 cars, I had 15 boats, I had 15 houses. You picked the country. We did. Yeah, all of this in a matter of 2 hours on a Saturday afternoon. Life. It is easy to say that we have reached the first major checkpoint along the road. And right now we're getting our oil changed and our gas tanks filled. Yes, minutes from now we will move on as graduates, conquerors, champions. But as I learned from the board game, the fun is just beginning. I recall that it was rather heart-wrenching to decide some of those things on some of those Saturdays. That's when all my friends would yell, "Come on, Fanning, have guts, just go for it. Besides, it's my turn next." What they say is what I'd like to say to you. Be not afraid. Friends, let us walk on together today to our new horizon. Let us be not afraid. The road that lies ahead will not always be paved. It will not always be equipped with signals, stoplights, when to stop, when to go. So as we descend from this hill today, let us do so without dwelling on our past failures or on things that have happened that we cannot change. Rather, let us find a new person in all of us. A person that is ready to swerve from bumps in our road. A person that is ready to be peaceful with others. A person that accepts life's challenges without fear. Let us help each other help ourselves. Let us be not afraid. Sure, until now it has been real. We have 4-year-old friendships. We have 4-year-old stories that we will forever remember. We have jokes that we heard as freshmen that we still think are funny. We have teachers that we will always remember, and we have teachers that we would rather forget. We have football stories. We have swimming medals. We have debate victories and orchestral dreams. We have fish stories about how fast we traveled down Woodward that night. We have smiles, we have tears. We have victories and defeats. We have fear. We have fear. Be not afraid, we have life. I think of all the misunderstood, lonely people living in this world and getting nowhere. I think of the elderly that have been abandoned by their children, the ones that they raised. I think of the handicapped kids as they watch their friends leap the sprinkler to cool off. Be not afraid. I think of a board game on a Saturday afternoon. I think of decisions. I think of growing up and facing reality. I think of the class of 1990. And all of you, be not afraid. Thank you.
On behalf of the class of 1990, I'd like to present to our principal, Mrs. Keel, the senior class gift of a new podium. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, seniors, very much for your gift to Lahser High School. It's something that we are greatly in need of, and this is a portable podium that could be used for many of our events and programs that we have at Lahser. And thank you, Chrissy, and all of you that are seated out here. Thank you again. As I was thinking about what I was going to say at this graduation, a short poem that I heard a few years ago came to mind. A poem that helps the speaker to focus on the task at hand from your standpoint. I'd like to share that little short poem with you now. The month of June approaches, and soon across the land, the graduation speakers will tell us where we stand. We stand at Armageddon, at the vanguard of the press. We're standing at the crossroads of the threshold of success. We're standing at the entrance of careers all brightly lit. And in the midst of all this standing, we sit and sit and sit. That's entitled, appropriately enough, "Oh My Aching Baccalaureate." So upon reflection, I'm not going to force you to sit and sit and sit while I put you to sleep with platitudes. The focus of my comments are on the accomplishments of this graduating class. The members of this class have elected to continue their education at more than 80 different institutions of higher learning, and the many fine colleges and universities of this state will receive most of our graduates. As in the past, about 92% of our graduates will be going on to 2- and 4-year colleges and universities. Those not attending college in the fall have a solid commitment in private industry, military service, or they've elected delayed admission to school. While a complete listing of all the honors and scholarships earned by this year's seniors will be featured in the next issue of The Nightlife, which will be mailed home shortly, the high quality of this senior class is best reflected in the following examples. 67 members of this graduating class, and that's just over 27%, received the Presidential Academic Fitness Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement. A school is considered fortunate to have from 8 to 10% of its graduating class receive the award. Our students have received honors in art, music, mathematics, television, future problem solving, foreign language, industrial arts, and athletics and competition at the local, regional, and state levels. 7 seniors were Free Press Writing Contest Award winners, and 8 seniors were Scholastic Art Award recipients. Another 2 seniors brought honor to our school by their outstanding performance in chemistry in the Science Olympiad. One had the highest individual score among competitors from 40 schools. 2 seniors were named to the eccentric academic all-star team for their scholastic record in high college board test scores. And 3 members of this year's graduating class were accepted into the University of Michigan InnoFlex program that only accepted 44 students from the entire country. You have 6 National Merit finalists, 14 National Merit Commended Scholars. Also, 16 of our graduates were elected to Phi Beta Kappa, and 45 graduates were elected to the National Honor Society. In addition, 4 seniors brought state championship honors to us for their efforts in the Economics Bowl at the Michigan Social Studies Olympiad. Also, 17 seniors, and I'd like to read their names: Constance Chang, June Chong, Jason Cohen, Jennifer Fuller, Mark Gellner, David Graham, Paul Graham, Eric Green, Todd Henderson, David Istock, Angela Lang, Sung Lee, Sunil Parikh, Elizabeth Pizzetti, Samantha Rao, Jason Rustin, and Philip Yook are graduating with a 4.0 or above grade point average. It's traditional to only mention the names of the students that have achieved a 4.0 or above grade point average. I'd like to add to that tradition because we have another group of seniors that have earned a special recognition that we hold in high esteem this past school year. The recognition hasn't been for academics or athletics. They are the students who have put forth extra effort for the good of others with no thought of personal gain. They've excelled in one or more of the following areas: service, attitude, cooperation, dependability, initiative, or leadership. Barbie Barrett, Mona Bullis, Mike Brazuelia, Kim Comartin, Connie Chang, Angie Everett, Robert Gallus, Katie Harvey, Ayanna Hatchett, Emma Highland, Christy Jones, Andy Moon, Jackie Smalley, Greg Smalley, and Tia Williams were all nominated by the teaching staff to become members of the #1 club because they were noticed doing good things. I congratulate you as a graduating class. You are indeed a very impressive group of young men and women, and it is with pride that I say, Dr. Docking, Superintendent of the Bloomfield Hills School District, and members of the Board of Education, I'm pleased to present to you, on behalf of the staff and administration of Lahser High School, the graduating class of 1990.
Good tradition 5 years ago when I attended my first Bloomfield Hills High School graduation. That was the first year that I was a grandparent. Since that time, I've become a grandparent 4 more times. With that new interest and recent interest on my part, I thought it would be a good idea, and I'd like to do it again today, to ask the grandmothers and grandfathers who are seated in our audience to stand and be recognized. Would you please stand? Thank you. Secondly, I would like to introduce to you a member of my staff and the 7 elected representatives to the Bloomfield Hills Board of Education. Seated at my far right and moving to my left, Mr. Ed Fleischman, Ms. Susie Von Indy, Mr. Tom Wilson, Mr. David McGraw, Mrs. Sharon Tosh, Mrs. Linda Finkel, our Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Gary Doyle, and our Board President, Barbara Dolliver. These are your elected representatives to the Board of Education. Let me add one final comment that I heard this morning at church. At church this morning, our minister was talking to the graduates of the church that my wife and I attend. And the focus of the service, appropriately so, was on the graduates. And he made a point that I would like to make to you. Also in attendance this morning were a group of organized senior citizens within our church. And he wanted to make the same point to them. The point that he made was this, that in recent conversations that he had had with senior citizens in our church, he asked them this question: have you decided what you're going to do when you grow up? And he found the same questioning on the part of our seniors citizens as he found in counseling with our senior graduates this year. So it's consoling to the class of 1990 from Lahser High School. I want you to know that the superintendent, your parents, and your grandparents constantly are asking themselves the same question that you're wrestling with right now. They're still wondering what they're going to do when they grow up. But that's okay. Thank you very much.
To receive the first diploma for the class of 1990, and I'd like to ask for some help from board members, please. To receive the first diploma is Class President Christine Roth. The second diploma goes to Student Council President Kevin Fanning. The next diploma will be given to graduation speaker Mona Bullis. Will the class now proceed to receive your diplomas?
Emma Highland. Frank Bernard. Rebecca Balo. Kevin Bauman. Kristen Whitney. Armand Benuni. Angela Weber. Frank Baker. Joanne Nellis. Eric Hart. Linda Moss. Charles Francis. Marie Krukowski. Kevin Adams. Bonnie DeTambo. Eric Young. Gina Yu. Philip Yuk. April Addison. Sean Anchek. Suzanne Alati. Brian Ancrap. Kristen Anderson. James Valut. Wendy Ashley. Mitch Arima. Elizabeth Ball. Tara Sporauskas. Audrey Baker. Stephen Beckler. Anastasia Banachke. William Fleischer. John Lundeen. Daniel Dunnigan. Aaron Corcoran. Joseph Diego. Constance Chang. Thomas Crane. Kimberly Comartin. Brian Chung. Kristen Campbell. June Chong. Catherine Britton. Nina Wu. Michael Boudet. Kimberly Bishop. Joseph Brizuela. Sarah Barnard. Leo Bowman. Barbara Barrett. Michael Brizuela. Denise Boucher. Bernard Buting. Elizabeth Bresco. Michael Cecil. Suzanne Calleja. Todd Chalfin. Jason Cohen. Melanie Cavazos. Kevin Crocker. Julie Chang. Thomas Delliver. Jill Corral. Paul Erickson. Elizabeth Pizzetti. Laura Arlak.
Pierre Hosty. Keturah Harvey. Joseph Hirsch. June Wygant. Michael Hagee. Amy Grassi. Jeffrey Griscoe. Jennifer Ford. Paul Graham. Leslie Foster. Christopher Graham. Angela Everett. Garrett Goldel. Elizabeth Elwood. Matthew Fox. Christina Duncan. Kenneth Evangelista. Michelle Crabb. Darren Ford. Rosita Abel. Robert Gallus. Jennifer Etzel. Mark Gelner. Molly Finkel. David Graham. Elizabeth Franklin. Eric Green. Marcia Gibbons. Ramiz Habal. Vanessa Griffin. Todd Henderson. Catherine Harris. Edward Hoot. Ayana Hatchett. Bradford Koch. Anna Cianciolo. Michael Kravicki. T.L. Williams. Eric Kilkenny. Margie Janariu. Jonathan Kiesel. Ann Hutt. Greg Kosiski. Kristen Holdenkamp. David Jones. Jennifer Wright. Gordon Johnson. Jeanette Hilgert. Matthew Jaworski. Valerie Hayner. David Kristock, Noel Herbert, Robert Huff, Jennifer Hayash, Jennifer Hecker, David Hudson, Simon Hughes, Shauna Heron, Jeffrey Gerard, Stacy Higgins, Ron Jordan, Kimberly Hofstetter, Sean Johnson, Sean Houston, Brian Cowell, Amy Huberty, Todd Keel, Sharmi Jackson, Carrie Vincent, Matt Coops, Danielle Cutler, Jeffrey Sweet,
Sherry Davis, Jonathan Pear, Shannon O'Brien, Fred Pape, Laura Noonan, Eric Olson, Natasha Nair, John O'Keefe, Michelle Morgan, Andrew Moon, Lisa McComb, Terrence McCormick, Ann Maloney, Peter Manady, Mary McManus, Matthew Lloyd, Aviva Levine, Scott Williams, Angela Lang, Sung Lee, Amy Lanciel, Todd Lindberg, Kristen Lauritsen, Daniel Lester, Stacy Lomer, Brian McDonald, Tracy Malik, Darren Martin, Shannon McGowan, Eric Ninneman,
Heather Mensch, James Olson, Jennifer Nickel, Utpa Pandya, Jennifer O'Brien, Sunil Parikh, Allison Ordonia, Jesse McKendry, Kimberly Cantwell, Joseph Spatafor, Rebecca Stein, Roy Smith, Cynthia Stanton, Gregory Smalley, Jacqueline Smalley, Kareem Shockey, Heather Vandenberg, Scott Schroeder, Shantima Shaw, Craig Sandberg, Noel Schillig, Curtis Robbins, Corey Sato, James Richmond, Jennifer Reed, Joshua Weemy, Sandra Farm, Mark Phillips. Marcy Thompson. William Penoza. Mariel Parker. Matthew Pulliam. Samantha Rao. Brian Reyes. Sheila Robinson. Joseph Navarro. Ava Sano. Jason Rustin.
Stacy Scheib. Jeffrey Savage. Susan Sickinger. Brett Sikowski. Ann Singakawinta. Stephen Slazinski. Catherine Sosnick. Jason Washington. Elise Stebbins. Ryan Smith. Tanae Strickland. Joe Wu. John Treater. Gregory Wall. David Todd. Jefferson Tuttle. Jason Norton. Christopher Steinmeier. Jennifer Stump. Lance Smith. Philip Tan. Lori Taylor. Edward Cherick. Craig Michael Pacina. Harleen Roberts.
I am very proud of the class of 1990. And I will miss you. 7 years ago, you started middle school as part of the first group to enter middle school in 6th grade. I think that you have set a fine example. Listening to Mrs. Keel summarize all of your achievements and everything, parents, grandparents, the Board of Education has a right to be very proud of all of you graduates. Some of you I have known since you were babies, some since kindergarten, and on through the years in school. Some I wish I had gotten to know a little bit better. As you go on from Lahser High School and move to various parts of the country, as noted in the booklet, you will be receiving the senior booklet of all the different places that you are going. May you take with you the learning that you have obtained here, the recognition you have obtained here, and the responsibility. Take care of yourself. You are in charge of your own lives. It is your destiny. Take care of your friends too. As a parent, I was interested in looking in your yearbook, the accolade, and seeing my old red van achieve status in that. It doesn't seem that long ago that it was called on to pull your homecoming float around the track, the winning float. It has been a good year. I hope it has been a good educational career. You know, as I talk to various people about graduation, in the community, and what does graduation really mean to them? What was the high point? What do they remember? I think a lot of them have said they remember most their graduation from high school. Some of people never wear a cap and gown again. Some graduate en masse with a multitude of other students from big universities. Some do not even bother to show up to obtain their diploma. This is a day that you will remember. You will file it away with as one of your memories. We are all pleased to be here to be part of your memory. I would like to share with you one of my memories, a poem that was traditionally read every year at the high school that I attended in Ohio. It is entitled At the Crossroads by Richard Hovey, and it goes like this. You to the left, and I to the right, for the ways of men must sever, and it may be for a day and a night, and it may be forever. But whether we meet or whether we part, for our ways are past our knowing. A pledge from the heart to its fellow heart on the ways we all are going. So here's luck. May you keep in touch with your family, your friends, and your friends here at Lahser High School. My very best wishes to you all. I look forward to seeing you all this evening at the all-night party that your parents have prepared for you. Especially, I wish you good luck, graduates. Thank you for allowing us all to be a part of your memories.
Activitates Ultimae. With the class of 1990, please join us in turning the tassels from right to left. On the count of 3.
Hold them there. Everybody stand. Take a hold of your tassel. Congratulations, and on the count of 3, no longer be students of Lahser High School. We will be alumni. 1, 2, 3.
Listen now, tomorrow people, where is your past? Nowhere. Tomorrow people, how long will you last? 10 years. Stop telling me the same story. Today you say, today yeah. Today you're here. Tomorrow you say you're gone, and you're not come back. If there is no love in your heart, oh now, there will never be hope for you. Tomorrow people, where is your best? Tomorrow people, how long will you last? 10 years. Tomorrow people, where is your best? Tomorrow, tomorrow people, come on. Tomorrow, tomorrow people, come on. Yeah. Tomorrow, tomorrow people. Tomorrow, tomorrow soon come. Hey y'all, tomorrow soon come. Today is here. You don't know your past, you don't know your future. Everyone, you don't know your past, you won't know your future. Every man, you don't know your past, you don't know your future. Come on, you don't know your past, you don't know your future. Hey, how many people did that one get? How many nations did that one catch? Yeah. Don't know your past, you don't know your future. Don't say you don't know your past, you don't know your future. How many people did that one catch?